All right. All right, guys. Hello. This is the Bleedouts tutorial. Now this is going to be kind of hard to explain and quite a complicated video for me to make. And I will admit I'm not the best at explaining stuff, but I will try my best to have you guys understand how to do the strategy and just kind of understand how to optimize the strategy and how to just play the strategy as it is. So I have a list of things to go over. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of, it will be a little bit freestyled. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first off, we need to talk about, before we even go into bleedouts, we need to talk about how to get to bleedouts. So we're gonna put ourselves into a game-like scenario situation here. So we're just at beach here. I'm just gonna kind of wait to get most of the zombies with me, and then I'm just gonna damage them because that's, if you're like trading most of the time, you're going to have the zombies damaged. So yeah, so just gonna get all the zombies nice and hoarded up. You can actually see how many zombies you have by flopping them. So we're missing one. There's our last guy. And so basically, let's say you get a VR, you're gonna run all the way to spawn. Alright, so we got our nice Unpack-a-Punch VR here. And we're gonna go from spawn, and we're gonna go all the way up to boat, and we're just gonna chill right here. And the reason why we can chill right here is just so I can see the zombies coming from this side, and then see the zombies coming from this side, and I can kind of delay here for a couple extra seconds here before I jump up. And then I like to have the same exact horde up here every time, so I don't see any zombies coming from stairs yet, so I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna jump across. I'm just gonna delay myself. I see more of the zombies coming up, and this should be the horde here. And so before I talk more about like and actually get to the bleed out strategy, we need to talk about the despawn mechanic in zombies. So the despawn mechanic works every single 10 seconds. So when the timer hits 10 seconds, which is right now, and this is not your round timer, this is your game timer, okay? So once it hits 10 seconds, if the zombies aren't damaged, then the game will check to see if you're looking at the zombies. If you're looking at the zombies will not despawn. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of wait here, hop back on here. And then to see the timer's at 7, 8, 9, I'm just gonna keep looking. And then once it hits 1 there, I can get my ass over here to the cave. And then 8, 9, 10, and then they despawn. So every single time you start up your cave, start up your VR, you always shoot this guy within the first couple seconds here. Nine, and then we're just gonna despawn them, get more guys into the window here. Okay. So now we got ourselves into a nice situation here. That zombie's a little bit glitched. That's a little annoying. Just gonna shoot him anyway. Okay, so let's go over the timings of your VR shots. So there's going to be two different situations that you find yourself in most of the time. That is when both of the zombies in the ceiling spawns are both still in the ceiling spawn. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this guy jumps out of the window. Now, once the way that we count is when this zombie's the kind of smoke or the fog or whatever you want to call it, the dirt comes off the zombies, that's when we start counting. And the way it works is once the smoke comes off the zombie on the left-hand side, we start counting 1, 2, and if it hits 8 seconds and this zombie right here is still in this spawn here, that's when we shoot him. But if he is already down out of the spawner and he's chasing you, then we count to 12 seconds before shooting the zombie. So far it's been, I believe it's been 5 or 6 seconds, so we're just going to keep going. I don't know why he's bugged. We're just going to shoot him. That seems to be decently right. So we kind of messed that up, but the zombies are kind of glitched out right now. I have no idea why. This is kind of weird. I don't really know what's going on here, but... Okay, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just gonna restart it. Sorry for the unloss here. They're not really supposed to be kind of like just standing still like that, so we're just gonna restart the game here. It's gonna open up all the debris. One right here. So yeah, it's 8 seconds if both of the ceiling spawners are still in the barrier, and it's 8 seconds if the zombie is outside of the barrier. I need to open up this. So yeah, we're just gonna reset it here. Not good. A little bit too close to me. It's gonna take a couple extra seconds here. Alright, we got some zombies spawning now. Okay, now we're back into business here. Okay, so you see this guy here right there has already got his smoke, and then now we're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He usually comes here around 8 seconds. 9, 10, 11, 12. And it's a little late, but... a little late there. But you guys get the point for how much we're counting here. So now we put ourselves into a different type of situation here. $10, $11, $12. So we're going to try to get this guy over here and then kind of let that guy do his thing. Distract the other zombie just to maximize the amount of VR shots. Alright, I'm going to shoot this guy now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So since he's still in the ceiling, we're going to shoot him at 8 seconds. And see the timing there. Worked out perfectly. Just going to keep going. So there's actually, besides these two spawns here in the top, there's zombies coming from the PhD window over here. And the way that it kind of works is that if you don't shoot a shot for about like 12 to 15 seconds-ish, then the zombies will start to trickle in from the left-hand side. And it's kind of up to you to decide, is it worth, like, if you do have a zombie that's in this room with you, and let's say he's, like, just spawning in, but it's already been, like, 10 seconds since, you know, you last shot a zombie and distracted the guys up here, then that means that these zombies are going to be kind of close to you. And you kind of got to decide, are you going to shoot this guy who is just spawning in? Or are you going to wait for one of the guys over here to trickle in to shoot him, distract those guys, and then leave this guy to, you know, probably distract a guy who's spawning here after the fact? So that's kind of the way that you kind of want to approach it. It's a little bit, so yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of the way you want to approach it though. 6, 7, 8. So that guy, nice spawn. Makes it very easy for us. You see these see how you know, they start to trickle in after around 10 to 12 seconds there. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. So it's been about 8 seconds right now since we last shot a VR shot. So we're just gonna delay this guy for around 2 extra seconds here, shoot him. And the zombies are probably starting to, yeah, see the starting to trickle in. 7, 8. So yeah, that's kind of like the basics of it. Is kind of just, you know, kind of the decision making of it is kind of crucial. Um, and you know, your main focus should be distracting as many zombies as you can with as little VR shots as you can, so you could stay in this room for as long as you can. That's kind of how you want to, you know, approach the strategy. I always like to have the zombie scanner up here just to see how many kills I get per VR, because that is also really really important. Prompton is 105 was a little bit more reckless when it comes to shooting his VR, so his like total VR kills, and he told me this himself. He said that he was getting like anywhere from like 130 to 140 ish kills, maybe some more, so maybe some less per VR. Nowadays, what me and him, you know, kind of have learned is, and you know, we practiced a ton of this obviously, and we are now able to get around 150 kills per VR, which is a big improvement. You know, that's around like half a horde to a full horde of extra kills just from maximizing the amount of shots that we're shooting in this room. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna keep going here. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, that's a little risky. A little bit of risky business there. So you see, I tried to delay my as much as I can, but sometimes, you know, stuff like that's gonna happen, right? Okay, this is an interesting scenario. Apparently, those zombies just didn't want to be distracted. It's very weird. Wow, you know, only something like that would happen when I try to record. I've actually never seen the zombies not get distracted that much. Yeah, we're just gonna have to take a little bit of a detour. There's also another thing that I'd like to talk about, which is the despawning while you're in cave, which is also a very important part of the strategy, and we'll go over that a little more when we get back into cave. Yeah, so let's just open up these doors, get ourselves into the fastest spawning area that we can get ourselves back into cave here. So I'll go over this sort of stuff a little bit later, but for now it's not really that important. Just gonna shoot this guy. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go over the despawn mechanic here. So, when the timer, so especially this is very important for when you originally get into cave, and I'm actually gonna show you a video just to give you a better explanation of what I'm talking about. Um, and this was posted by Hermetrix, who Hermetrix is, you know, someone who has been practicing and doing a lot of this stuff for a while. So I'm just gonna show you a video and kind of explain a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So let's just find the video real quick here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think it's a little higher. Okay, here we go. So this was a video posted by Hermetrics that kind of explained a little bit more. So pay a lot of attention to how close he's standing to the directions of this window here. So he's hugging as left as he can here, right? He's really close to the left-hand side. And then when that, obviously he's using the despawn mechanic. So you see like 4 zombies that are coming from this window here, right? There's like 4, maybe 5 zombies. Okay, now he's going to show you guys what it's like when you stand on the complete right-hand side. So he's waiting for the timer to hit 20 here. So now he's going to go and look at how many guys are spawning in this window, and boom. Right, you see the difference? There's tons and tons of zombies that are coming from this window now, just because he's standing closer to the right-hand side. So yeah, he's standing as close as he can to the left here. Waits for that despawn mechanic. Now he's going to go to the window, and yeah, once again, 4 or 5 zombies spawning there. It's going to do it once again, just to show you guys that it is not just a fluke. 10, and he's going to go look, and there's going to be fucking tons and tons of zombies coming from that window. So that's kind of one of the big things, and one of the most important things is to constantly rebuild the barrier as far as you can to the left. That's why when you're watching me play, like, I'm standing as close as I can to the left-hand side here. Another thing is, when this timer hits the 10-second mark, you'll see me you'll see right here, you'll see me kind of just tuck my head in here for a second. And when I do that, it's mostly like, I'll do that like when the zombies start to die and stuff, because if you look into the kind of corner of the window, or the corner of the rock here, and when the despawn mechanic hits, more zombies will actually end up spawning in here, and less zombies will spawn up at PhD. So it's kind of actually really important for the strategy. So this is also another, sorry, I know I'm overstimulating you with information, but like I said, the strategy is quite complicated. So this is an interesting scenario. So there's no zombies spawning from here, no zombies spawning from here, and it's been like, what, like 8-9 seconds? So yeah, they start to trickle in, and all you gotta do is just shoot him, and he'll get distracted, and you're good. Keep spawning them into the window. So you see for now, like they're all here at this point. Yeah, they're just spawning in. It's been like 6 seconds at this point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then there's probably gonna start to trickle in from there. And yeah, that's kind of like another thing to talk about. And then, so this is interesting. So as you saw, the zombies were quite bugged, and I'll kind of explain that a little more. But I'm just gonna show you a quick way how to despawn the zombies and get them back spawning into the cave as quickly as you possibly can. So yeah, we're just gonna come up here. And we're gonna wait. This might not work actually, because the timer is really slow. See if this works. Looks like it's probably gonna work actually. Yeah, it's gonna work. So I'm just kind of using the despawn mechanic to just basically just give me an advantage. So yeah, I got some spawns here. That's not really a big deal. Go for that guy. Nope. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, just kind of using the despawn mechanic is pretty much what I'm doing. Yeah, get even more spawned in here. I think that's been 8 seconds. I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, you can also like kind of like delay them a little bit. So yeah, that's bad timing, but see if I can actually, no. So yeah, I mean, also when you get a zombie in here, this is kind of like how I'll train them. Kind of just go in circles here like this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's just that's a little unlucky, I won't lie, but it's all good. But yeah, you kind of get the timings by now, I'm guessing, right? I think you guys can understand what I'm talking about, right? It's 12 seconds if the zombie's already on the ground. It's 8 seconds if both the zombies are still in the window. And you have to keep in mind of when, you know, the last time you shot a zombie with the VR, right? Like if you wait too long, right? Or if the timing is not in your favor, if the zombies are going to take too long to get distracted and the zombies are going to start trickling from PhD, then you can't really, you kind of have to shoot early, or you kind of have to, you know, just the more you practice this, the more you'll kind of find consistency in the different ways to shoot the zombies, and they're going to spawn, you know, kind of all over the place. So you kind of just got to use your judgment. So now I'm going to talk about another very crucial part about this strategy, which is when you have the zombies in the window bugged. So if you don't know, playing without speed cola actually makes it so the zombies, you know, like take down the barriers slower. Which actually, it's not like it's a pretty big benefit, but it's not needed. Like, you know, pretty much all it really does is just allow you to kind of get away with not rebuilding the barrier as consistently. And yeah, we're kind of just gonna intentionally bug the window here, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. And bugging, the way to actually bug the window is when they take down all the boards. If they take down all the boards and you don't rebuild it like pretty much right away, they start to like get all like bugged. So you see, the more I mess around with this, the more bugged they get, and you see how like dangerous this can be, right? Like they're hitting me, and this guy's just non-stop swinging. And these guys are like the worst. This guy right here, like the guys who just won't stop swinging. And then the zombies who are acting like this, they won't count as kills. So it's even more crucial. But if you only have like one or maybe two guys bugged in the window, and they're kind of just like running in place, it's not like a huge deal. Like they're gonna despawn after like 30 to 40 seconds. So it's not really worth like despawning them and getting them back into the window. But you see how like they're not even like, at this point they're not even taking down the boards, like they're just bugged. And this is kind of like another way you can kind of tell. So there's lots of different ways that you can despawn them and get them back into the window. I'll show you one of my ways to do it, which is the way I just showed you, but you know, I'll kind of just, okay, I guess it just doesn't want to auto search. So this is kind of like, you know, I'll kind of explain as we go. This is what I just showed you guys, but like in my opinion, if you're playing for speed, this way of despawning the zombies is so much faster and so much better than like pretty much any other way to do it. So I see, I don't know if you guys saw, but I ran in here and they're already like basically coming out of the window. And so I kind of like, okay, I don't have time to rebuild the barrier, so I need to go despawn them. Let me just mute this just so I don't get like copyright striked or some shit. So yeah, I'm just basically running towards stamina, and then I'm gonna look away, and once this timer hits 10 seconds, you'll start to see they start to spawn here. I wait like an extra second or two, and then I'm out. And then I'm running back all the way to cave, looking back at the zombies when the timer hits 10, keeping them there. And yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the zombies one more time. They're about here by now. And then yeah, I just get like a, you know, I get back into cave, and the zombies aren't damaged or anything. So yeah, it works out quite well. So yeah, as you see the zombies start to spawn, and then boom. So that's kind of like the fastest way to kind of fix the bugged windows. I'll show you guys another way to do it. So I'm not going to damage them. So this is actually the way that Prompt did it a lot in his game, which is not that fast at all. So yeah, you can either like, you can probably just drop down here. Like this is the way that Prompt did it in his 105 a lot of the times, which is he would just come down here and kind of just wait for the zombies to start to spawn here again. Yeah, he gets, you know, like, you see how much slower this is, though, in comparison. That's 20 zombies. Should be 21 zombies. Okay, that's enough. That's 22. So, yeah, on Call of the Dead, if you don't know this already, there's actually only 23 zombies per horde. So, yeah. If you flop the zombies and you get 230 points, then you know you have the whole horde. So I'm just gonna go all the way back to spawn. So yeah, one guy spawned. This guy right here. This is the one guy who despawned. The one guy I didn't flop. Yeah, basically just gonna come over here and despawn them. Get them back into the window. So yeah, I kind of like to do the same consistent way to do this pretty much every time. And you'll probably find, you might find a way that's better than mine, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm gonna despawn them. This does not kill if you don't know that already. I'm gonna use the flinger. 9, 10, 1, okay, I'm good. So I got just a easy road back to the bleeds. And boom. Right, I'm standing as close as I can to the left-hand side. Shooting that guy. 9, 10. Get them even more zombies spawned in this window. Nine, 10. 9. Wow. Got a little early on the shot there. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of just another way to do it. I'll show you guys even another, even more ways to do it. This is a way that I find is safe and also kind of pretty fast. So we're not going to damage the zombies. We're not going to stand at beach. We're actually just going to go all the way up to there. So yeah, you guys can kind of do the math on the timings of this to see if it's how much faster it is, just by counting. So I'm not going to damage them. I'm going to run all the way over here. And yeah, this way is, like, it might look a little sketchy, but it's not. So we're going to go all the way here, and then we're going to go all the way up into the top here. And we're just going to hoard them up here. So this looks like a lot of them, not all of them though. So I'm gonna do one more loop here. And actually, I'm sure we can just do this. Right, they're not damaged. So now I'm gonna run my ass back to cave. And boom. That's just another way to do it. Yeah. Um. Uh. Okay, let's go over kind of like trading a little bit. So I'm gonna leave. So the box is here. I'm just gonna try to move this box. I want to get this box onto different side of the map. Wow, look at my box look. Hopefully this box moves to like Stam. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can get the box to move. Um, Random lighthouse, ship, sun deck, mule kick, spawn, boathouse, lighthouse level 4, random, ship, sun deck. What the hell is ship, sun deck? Am I dumb? What the fuck are these? It's gotta be like this one, I'm guessing. Where's the one that's just like Stam? Why are the names so incorrect? So yeah, we're just gonna try to move this box, and hopefully it fucking moves. I don't have, like... Okay, box can move. Okay. So I'm really hoping that the box goes to Stam here. Hopefully it does. And I'll basically explain what I'm doing here in a second. Come on, hurry up. There we go, okay. So that's not top of lighthouse. It is top of lighthouse. Okay, fuck. Why is it here? Okay, I'll kind of just explain what I'm talking about. So, let's say you finish your VR trade and the box is in stamina, okay? You don't want to damage the zombies, okay? Because if you damage the zombies, then you'll have to go all the way back there and fling the zombies just to get back into cave. So, instead of doing that, you could just run to Stam, right? Trade out your, obviously trade out your VR, get the VR back, get them nice and hoarded up, and then just use the despawn mechanic to run over here, look back, come up here and go all the way back into cave. Instead of going all the way back, all the way up there, flinging the zombies. So you get what I mean. It's just a huge time saver. So, and yeah, so like, basically the way it works is for most of the box locations, obviously not Lighthouse, but for this box location and for Stam, you can actually just like hit the box without damaging the zombies, just so you can run back into cave right away. For pretty much all the box locations on this side of the map, you can't do that because the zombies just end up splitting up too much. Like, for example, if you're hitting spawn box, and then you're like, oh, let me just... Well, actually, you'd probably just run up there. That's a bad example. But, what about, like, Mule, right? So let's say you get the VR11 at Mule. You can't just, like, run all the way back to cave if the zombies aren't damaged. You have to, damage them. Because the zombies, some of the zombies will come from this direction, some of the zombies will go all the way around. So you can't just, like, look back and keep them spawned in. Because, you know, see what I mean? Like, the zombies will start to come from different directions. So yeah, that's kind of covering that point. What else? Pack. Yeah, Pack-a-Punch. So, once again, if you have Stam, if the Pap is at Stam, don't damage the zombies, because you can just Pack-a-Punch, grab your VR, your packed VR, go all the way back to cave. If the zombies are, or sorry, if the Pap is at Meal, or if it's at Spawn, you kind of have to damage the zombies because it's just, once again, the zombies will split up. If it's at Spawn, it's pretty easy. You just Pack-a-Punch at Spawn, get them either hoarded up over here or hoarded up over there, and then just fling the zombies. Meal is the one map that's kind of sketchy. So, like, I've tried to not damage the zombies and kind of use the despawn mechanic. So the way that I'll do it is I'll run from cave. If like I just finished the unpowered VR, I'll run to cave, or run up here, take the zip line, looking back at the zombies every time they are about to despawn. And then I'm over here, I'm looking back whenever I need to at the 10-second mark, and then I'm pack-a-punching, and then if you do it right when the pack-a-punch like starts or finishes, you'll start to get zombies that spawn up here, and then you'll just run up here, go all the way over here, and then either just run down there or run down there, whatever you decide to do. So yeah, it's kind of like situational based a lot of the time. Um, and yeah, so I mean that's mostly what I need to talk about, right? So yeah, I hope I talked about maximizing kills in here, and the way that you do that is by, just like, let me give an example. So if you shoot a zombie up in cave, and then another zombie comes and trickles in, you don't want to shoot that zombie right away because you just shot this guy. So what's better is just to train him around while you're rebuilding the barrier, wait for like 11 to 12 seconds, then shoot the zombie. Right? Like you really want to focus on spacing out those VR shots just to maximize the amount of kills you get and maximize the amount of VR shots you shoot. So I think I have another video here.
Didn't learn anything. She started out.
Let me just mute this. So yeah, this is just a scenario that I found prompt in. So there's only one guy here, and he's counting, right? It's been like 6 seconds, 7 seconds. So he knows at this point, he's deciding whether to like wait. Like, does he have time to wait for this guy, shoot the zombie, and have him come all the way over here before these guys come into the room? Right, so once again, this is just a situational based thing. So he's waiting, and he thinks he's decided in his head that, okay, I do have the time to shoot that guy, and the zombies coming from PhD won't come in. And then yeah, so he's shooting that guy to distract the guy on his left, which works, as we see. And yeah, so he just shot a VR shot, so it's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. So he doesn't need to shoot a shot yet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, boom. Okay, he decides at 15 seconds to shoot that guy. So the zombies, yeah, so he doesn't get the PhD zombies, and then boom, he's shooting another shot. So he's shooting quite a lot of VR, and that's what I meant by how prompt was only getting like 135-ish kills, is because, well, one, he wasn't really using the despawn mechanic while in cave in his favor at all. He's also kind of standing too far to I guess to the left in this, to where he's like facing. So he's getting too many zombies that are probably spawning up in PhD. One thing he did really good was actually the timings in between the zombies. Is he was quite good at timing the zombies into shooting the zombies. You kind of get what I mean by that. So yeah, he sees the zombie, the dirt. Dirt goes away. Now he's counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. And then the zombie is distracted, and boom, it's perfect timing, right? For the most part. It was a little early. He shot that a little early, but anyway, that's kind of like everything about Bleedouts, the kind of basics, and then kind of how to get more kills, how to maximize it, how to come from PAP, how to come from box locations. I covered pretty much everything I think I wanted to cover. Oh, actually, there is one more thing I need to talk about, which is what to do when you run out of VR. So that will be the last portion of this video here. I am making another video over the trade strat of this map, and that will cover a lot more things. And then I actually will probably eventually go over the setup, the camp, the 60s and the 70s, because the 70s, in my opinion, are kind of the most complex part of this map. There's just a lot of stuff that is going on. So yeah, we're just gonna come back in here. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot this guy. Oh. I'm gonna shoot this guy. So, let's say I'm completely out of VR shots, and we can kind of go over how to train in this area. And how to really maximize it if you want. Okay, I'm almost red screened here. Okay, how am I red screened? Okay, anyway, so... yeah, so I see these guys dropping down. Just gonna keep running in circles here. Bit sketchy there. Yeah, we can kind of just stay here for a little bit longer here, if you want to. So once I see that kind of second guys coming from PhD start to trickle into the room, that's when I kind of decide to leave. If you stay here for too long, it's not really worth it. Like, if you get like, after, like, the second horde coming from PhD start to trickle into the room, it's not really worth it. And then, yeah, one more thing we'll talk about here is keeping the zombies in the window. So, as you see, look at my kills. So, I'm going to keep them in the window there. And we'll see if we get any extra kills. We could keep them in the window. And, you know, I think I got, like, one kill. But I've seen people get, like legitimately, like, 10 to 12 kills. I've gotten 10 to 12 kills just by keeping those zombies into the window for longer. So yeah, see, all the zombies are trickling in. We'll do that again, I guess. Yeah, that's another way to do it. Start to spawn in again. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that was some bullshit. That was perfect. Okay, so, yeah, I'm out of VR. Okay, we're gonna run out. See if we get any extra kills here. 8, 9, 10. Just keep them in that window. So yeah, we got 1 extra kill, 2 extra kills. 7, 8, 1 more there. Okay, keep them in the window. Okay, we've got a total of 4, 5. So that's 5 extra kills so far. And there we go. We got another one. That's 6. And then, yeah, that's probably going to be it. guessing that's probably not going to be much more there. Oh, we got another one actually, I think. So anyway, that's it. That's everything. So yeah, all the details I've explained in this video are very important. Um, but I think that the most important things that you need to focus on, at least when starting off in the strategy, are that 8-second timer, that 12-second timer, and the timing of the zombies coming back into the room from PhD. Yeah, those are the things that if I were learning this strategy for the first time, those are the things that I would focus on the most. Um, and then I would start to get into the more nitty gritty, different types of details of the strategy. So yeah, I hope this video helped a lot. I know there's so much information that I talked about in this video. If there's any comments, please let me know. I will answer all of the questions that you guys have for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope that people see this, and I hope some people try it out, because bleedouts, like a lot of people think bleedouts is just holding a window. It's really not. It is much more complicated, and as you see from this video and how long this video is, there's a lot of stuff that is in bleedouts. So yeah, hope people. I just really hope that more people play this map besides me and Prompt, because I think this map has kind of it's a hidden gem. You know, it's very complicated and very complex, but once you kind of understand most of the little details of the map, it actually becomes really fun. Um, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope this wasn't the most confusing video you've ever seen. And yeah, this is Deathmark out.